Hey guys, Dirk here. How's it going? It's Friday night in October, 2 days before Halloween. The kids are out of the house, the wife's out of the house. It's just me time. I love it. Don't get a lot of it, so I'm going to embrace it and enjoy it while I can. That's not to mean that I don't love having my family around, because I do tremendously. But it's nice to have some me time, and it's nice to have it before 10 o'clock at night. So, anyway, the reason we're here is, I've been doing videos now on YouTube for about 5 years now, okay? And I have a tendency of keeping everything I do. I make a copy of it and ship it up to the internet for YouTube for you guys to watch, and then another copy goes in my archives. Reference material, stuff like that. It's easier to find, than surfing the web. I can do it anytime. No internet access required, whatever. But I was going through cleaning things up the other day, and I came across a video, and I was like, hold on a second. And I then went to YouTube and checked, and this video was never done. It's a lost video. I've been doing this so long that I have actually lost videos. How is that possible? So, since I don't have any progress on any of my other builds, I figured let's move the channel along still, and I'll introduce to you this new, or reintroduce to you this build. Basically, it's nothing groundbreaking, it's not earth-shattering, it's definitely not going to win me some sort of YouTube Emmy of some kind, nothing like that. But it, like I said, just keeps the channel moving. And what it is basically, it's this kit right here. Some of you may remember this. Yes, the Trekkies are shielding their shield your eyes. Oh, it's a pink starship. Yes, that's right. I went sacrilege. This kit here is something I decided to do for the 2014 Cancer Awareness Group build, hosted by Cliff Roadhog. I forget the last number. Sorry, Cliff. 0822 or something like that. Cliff is a great guy, and kind of what made me think about it is that this is in 2014. Here we are, 2016, and the build is happening again right now. And because of builds like this that are unfinished, I decided not to join into it again, because I don't need 3-4 pink builds sitting on my shelf unfinished. But I decided I wanted to finish this. And where we stood with this, as you can see, is the ship itself is built. It's all done. It's actually kind of cool, I think. The more I look at it, the more I like it. But what stalled me on this build is I wanted to custom make the decals. I didn't want to make it the Enterprise. I was hoping to have USS Hope as the name of the ship, and NCC 2014 as call signs. So my goal was to take my decals, put them into Print Shop Pro, Paint Shop Pro, whatever it is, make some adjustments, because some people out there make it look so damn easy. So if they can do it, no slap in the face of those guys, but if they can do it, I can do it. I'm a computer person. I'm semi-intelligent. Don't ask my kids or my ex-wife. They'll argue. But anyway, so I thought I could do that, and I failed miserably. I failed miserably, and I tried, and it just didn't work. And then I got in touch with Jeff at JT Graphics, who makes some great stuff, specifically decals and stuff, and I asked him, could you do this? He said, sure. I said, let's do this, and he says, well, hold on, I gotta wait for something in this, that, and the other thing. He had some personal stuff going on in his life. Okay. So he said, send me an email and so far, and so I did. Still can't do it. Then I ran across him at Jersey Fest. Can you do it now? Still can't do it. Okay. Email every day, every week, he said. Okay. Every week I emailed him. Nothing. Basically, I can't twist somebody's arm to take my money to do something. So I decided, I just let it go, and I failed on it. And again, I found the video, and then at the same time, you've got the Cancer Awareness Group going on, so I decided to take it off the shelf, and I'm just going to build it as the Enterprise. Screw it. Doesn't matter. It's still pink. It gets the point across. The name really is irrelevant. I just thought it was a really key point that would be cool. So we're going to do this as the Enterprise, but pink. Kind of like, what was that old movie with the submarine, Operation Petticoat? I always wanted to do that shit. I wanted to get a I want to get a World War II sub, and I want to paint it pink. Well, I got this instead. So here's the next video that's been lost, and then we're going to progress from there. So till next time, guys, be strong. Okay, so we're working on the Enterprise, the pink Enterprise here. We're got the main sub-assemblies all done. So we got the main primary hull, which is the saucer section. We got the secondary hull, or the engineering section, done with the pylons. And then we got 2 engines here, warp nacelles. And they're pretty much completed except for a couple little things. What we've been working on the majority of the time is the seams. This little kit has got some monster seams that are taking me forever to fill. I'm on my 4th round of applying filler, and every time I sand it down, man, a line comes popping through again. It's really driving me nuts. It's very frustrating. But we're making progress. I think it's safe to say pretty much that we all hate the sanding and filling portion of our builds. This definitely makes me hate it even more. But we're getting there. I think another couple little bits of it, and we should be okay. One of the things I did have to fix, or still working on it really, is here. If it'll focus. Right past this block here, which is, I believe, is for a nav light. It's going to go there for the hangar deck. From here back, there was a huge gap, and I just couldn't fill it with filler. So what I ended up doing is taking some styrene stock, about 3 little pieces, stuffed it in there, glued them together, stuffed them in there, and glued it. Now I'm working on cutting and sanding and helping it reshape. It's looking a lot better now. You can see here we don't have that come in and indent anymore. It's nice and straight. I just got to make sure I got it flush. I'm at a point where I'm probably going to shoot this with primer real quick, just so I can get a bearing on all the seam lines, and then go from there. So we'll be right back. Alright, we're back, and we're going to get ready to paint our pink Enterprise. Okay, it's been sanded and worked and primed and filled and sanded probably close to 6 times. And it's, to be honest with you, it's still not perfect. Some of the lines are still showing through. But it's just time to move on and get on with it. So it's pretty close. It's not perfect, but it's close enough. And so we're going to move on. But we're going to start mixing our paint for this. And what we're going to use is craft acrylics again. It's all the rage around the web if you haven't seen it yet. You know, this container here, compared to this container here, this is almost $4 for, you know, half an ounce, where this container here has two ounces, and it was only I think it cost me 53 cents because it was on sale, but normally it's around $1 or so. So you can't beat these. They work very well. I'm not saying get rid of everything else and only use these, but there are times when you can use these and again get a lot done. And of course it opens a whole new range of spectrum of colors for you. In the case of this one, if you remember, going back to the Shelby Mustang that I'm doing for this build also, I was looking for a darker color, and I chose this nail polish. It's a really nice deep pink, which I think goes real with the Shelby. But for the pink Starship, I think I need to go lighter, so I chose this Taffeta Pink, or Rosa Taffeta. So we're going to mix this up, I'll show you what we do. What I found, this is really a great find for me. See, I work at a hospital, and I'm always going throughout the hospital, and I find different things. And one of the things I found is these measuring cups. What the nurses do is they have these on their cows, which is a computer on wheels. They call it a cow, and they put different medications in here for the patients. So we got thousands and thousands of them. So I was able to grab a stack, and what's the nice thing about this, instead of using, I know it's got crap in it, excuse that, but instead of using a jar like this and doing an eye measurement, not that you have to be that precise, but instead of using an eye measurement, this allows me to actually get precise measurement on what I'm doing, because it's got graduates in cc's and milliliters, ounces and everything on the side, so it makes it real nice to use. So what we're going to do, take our taffeta. Now this Starship, as you can see over here, we've got the two engines, we've got the secondary hull, and we've got the primary hull. So I want to try to get enough paint mixed so I don't have to stop in between and then re-mix my paint. So with crafts, I'm not so worried about wasting. Not that I'm going to go crazy, but you know, because of the cost, I can make extra. If I have, I'd rather have extra than too little, is what I guess what I'm getting at. So we're going to, okay, let that level out. Then we take your windshield washer fluid. That's what we use to mix this with. Okay, our thinning agent is windshield common blue windshield washer fluid. Okay. So I was, what did I do? 2 ounces, I think. 2 grams. So add another 2 grams of washing fluid. Put this aside for now. And I use either toothpicks. Always got plenty of toothpicks, or what I've been using too is these wooden skewers for the barbecue. Okay, I find these actually, I've been using these basically for my paper modeling, because it's got a really nice point which I can use to apply glue into tight spots. But it also works on these. And then what I do is, as it fills up and gets clumpy, I just take my knife and I resharpen it, and then I just keep going, and eventually this will work down into something like this. But it's cheap, and it's a good little thing to have on your bench. You can use it to hold parts to paint and stuff like that. So now, sorry my hand's in the way, but mix this up. Yada da da da. So, a little lighter than Pepto-Bismol. Okay. And what you could do is you can take your stir and you wick it up the side, and you watch how it drips down, so you can tell if it's too thick, if it's too thin. I think this is a little too thick right at the moment, so I'm going to add a little bit more. And it's just an eyeball. Too thick, it clogs up your brush. Too thin, it gets all watery and translucent on your model. Kind of hard to describe, but we're going to try this. So we got this all mixed up, so we're good to go. I'm going to reset the camera and get everything ready to paint. So hang on, we'll be right back. Nice, even light passes. Not worried about covering everything on the first pass. Where to begin on this one, huh? I was worried that this might be too light a pink, but right from what I can see right now, I'm kind of liking the color. It's not too dark. I think it's appropriate for this. I'm kind of happy with it so far. Yeah, it's going on real nice. Alright, I'm going to continue the rest of this off camera and then I'll be back in a couple minutes.